Hey everyone, welcome to the video. My name is Kara. I am a former librarian turned homeschool mom of two kids ages 12 and 9. And in today's video, I am going to kind of do our weekly planning for our week 6 of homeschool. And it is Sunday night now, and Sunday night I kind of like to go through and just make sure that I have everything set for the coming week. But in reality, I do most of my planning before Sunday night. So towards the end of the previous week, I start to kind of get things written out in my planner and in my kids' planners and try to think about the next week. And then usually Friday or Saturday, I make copies and do all those things that I need. Make sure I have all the library books and all of that I'm going to need. So the bulk of the work I've already done, and then Sunday night I try to just go through and make sure I didn't forget anything, and that everything's just organized and ready to go for the coming week. So I thought I would take you through with me while I kind of go through everything and make sure I have everything that I need. So here is my planner for week 6. My kids also have a planner, so I'll take you through that in a minute, but in green at the top, I write any group subjects that we're going to be doing. Monday through Thursday, we do just a small amount of group subjects. We save the bulk of our group work for Fridays. And then here in pink, I have my daughter's work written. I don't have like specifics, those are in her planner. I just have the subjects because I like to check them off as we go. And then I have my son's down here in blue, and same thing, I have the specifics in his planner. Here, I just have the subjects so that I can check them off. That just helps me during the school day. So let me go ahead and show you. Oh, I also have a couple Post-it notes over here of supplies I need for upcoming weeks. Normally I have library books that I need too, but I think I got all of those for the coming weeks put on hold. And then I can just cross them off. So this is like a look at last week, stuff I needed, I already crossed off. So I will look at last week a little bit. If something's in green, it means we didn't do it. Or if it's in green and like, let me find another example. If it's in green, but it also has a check mark, that means we didn't do it on the day I scheduled it, but we made it up somewhere else in the schedule. So I will always look back and see, was there anything that we didn't do last week that I want to do this week? But typically if we don't do it and I think it's something that needs to be done, I will work it in somewhere else in the week. Fridays is a good day for makeup work for us. But the things that we didn't do last week were not a big deal, so I'm not worried about them. But we are dropping on this day. We have been doing that for the first, I guess, 5 weeks. And the kids just don't really care. They don't really want to read it. It's like, it has a page for every day of the year. It tells you just significant things that happened in history on that day. They're just not into it, and it's just a time suck at this point. So I went ahead and cut that out. But I'm gonna go through and talk to you about what our group subjects are for the week, and then I'll show you what I have planned for each of my kids. So I didn't grab it, but each of my kids has an ADHD workbook that they're working through. So I've got that scheduled in 2 days this week. We were doing it every day, but there's just too many other things that I want to fit in. So I figured 2 days a week is good on that. I do have spelling in every day. We added that in this past week. We are using this How to Teach Spelling, and I have the level 3 workbook for my 9-year-old and level 4 for my 12-year-old. It's going okay. I think we need like another week to kind of settle in because it's a little hard to figure out how to do it. But I think once we get over the hump, I think it'll be okay. But anyway, so we have that scheduled for Monday through Thursday next week to try to get a handle on that. We also have our election unit, and we are doing, on Monday we have a page For Which We Stand that we're going to be reading. Where are we? Oh, here we go. So we're just going to be reading this page about the presidential debates. And then we're starting our problem-based learning unit that we got from Royal Fireworks Press. and that is called The Great Debates. So we'll be starting that this coming week. And I've already got the teacher manual marked off for what I need. And then I've got a folder made up for each of my kids. And then I have copies that they're gonna need for Tuesday, and then for the rest of the week, they're in this side here. So those are all set to go for them. There were a couple videos we were gonna need to watch, and I already got those queued up on my iPad, so that's all ready. Okay, I went to edit this video and realized that I never talked about the writing revolution here as part of our group work. So I was trying to do the writing revolution or some kind of writing based on the writing revolution every day during our group work. I decided to just do it 2 days this week and see how that went. So one of the days we're going to be using this, I showed these in another video. It's called Caption This, and there's different photographs from US history, photographs, paintings, whatever, and then on the back there is some information. And sometimes we write, just focus on a sentence. In the past, when we've done it the whole week, like we did the signing of the Constitution, and every day we wrote a different sentence, and then we put it into a paragraph. This one we'll just be doing one day, and so we'll probably start by asking some questions and then write a sentence. And I picked this one because it kind of goes along with this television in the American household with our great debate that we're doing in the election unit between Nixon and Kennedy. So I thought this would be a good one to do this week. And then also we got this middle school word teasers pack of cards. And so I pulled a few that I thought we could use one of them. So one side of the card is a word, the pronunciation, its function, definition, and synonym. And then the other side of the card is a question. So this one is, when you're angry, why is it important to consider what you want to say before you say it? So it uses the vocabulary word in the question. And so I thought these would lend themselves really well to our little writing, like using them as a writing prompt. I mean, we can discuss them too, but we're gonna use them as part of our writing for this week. So anyway, I just wanted to pop this little clip in here to tell you about that because I forgot to do it my first time around. Let's see. And then we do have a new read aloud that we're starting this week. Where did I put it? Oh, okay. So we are starting a new novel. We finished Tristan Strong this past week. The kids really, really enjoyed that. But this week we're starting Susie B. Won't Back Down. And this one, I'm sad to say there's not an audiobook version that I can get, so I have to read it, which is fine. But normally we do our read alouds at night. This one I'm probably going to do during our morning time. And then the ones that we're doing at night this week, we're still working through this book. My husband reads this one, and I think, where are we? We're in the middle of week, like we're a little ahead. Where's the bookmark? Yeah, so they're already into week 6 on that one. And then this is another one that we added in. And we are, let's see. We're up to Rosalind Carter. So we're just doing a couple women each night to work our way through this book. And then we'll add something else in. So those are our read alouds that we have scheduled. And then I'll talk about our Friday stuff, I guess, now. We have, last week I added in building language from Michael Clay Thompson. We did, what did we do? The first, like 30 pages or so, I think. And actually it went so well because I tied it in, let me see if I can find them. This talks about the arch in Roman architecture and how that relates to words, building words. And I had gotten this from Amazon, and you build this Roman arch with these little pieces here. There's directions on how to do it. And so we built this and we read about the arch and how Let me see. Let me find it. So just as the Romans put stones together to make an arch, so they put parts of words together to make words. And so this was just kind of a really fun tie-in. And then from there, I didn't actually plan this next part. It just kind of worked out and the kids really enjoyed it. I have been working through this book right here. And the night before I had drawn, there's a section on drawing cubes, and I had done this section and I had drawn these here where there's like an arch in it. And so I just kind of spur of the moment was like, hey, you know what? I'm gonna teach them how to do this. So I taught them how to draw this, and they learned how to draw the cube and an arch, and it was just so much fun, and it all tied together just quite nicely. So anyway, all that to say, we're gonna do the next section in this book on Friday. We're just doing this once a week. All right, and then game logic, let's see. Clear out the stuff I've already talked about. Game logic, we are on to chapter 3, which is about your brain on games. And the activity we're going to be doing after we read this chapter is this bead your own neuron. And so I did get some beads from Target, and I think we're just going to use pipe cleaners. We'll see if that works because we have a ton of pipe cleaners. So that's what we're going to do as the activity. And then I thought we may also work, I've been wanting to kind of implement a screen time chart where like they can earn screen time minutes throughout the week. They don't get a ton of screen, like when I say screen time, I pretty much mean the Switch. That's most of the only screen time they want. We don't have cables, so they don't watch a lot on the TV. But anyway, we may try to work in some kind of chart with that during this chapter. But anyway, that is what we're doing for game logic this week. And then we have our philosophy, which is big ideas for curious minds. And week 6 is don't expect too much. And then Seneca, I think, is the philosopher. And I decided I think I want to try to add in some journaling with this. So I wrote add journal here because these really are big ideas, and I feel like we don't do enough with them. I really love this book, but I'd like my kids to be thinking a little bit more about some of the things we're learning, and kind of internalize a little bit of it and reflect on kind of their own lives and things like that. So I'm going to try to add some journaling in with this on Friday, but that's where we are with that. And then I think the last thing that I didn't talk about was creative writing. So the past 2 weeks we've done a section from this book here, Text Structures from Picture Books. We did the picture book called Spork, which was really cute. I think I've already returned it to the library. But it was great. Oh, here we go. It was great because, you know, a spork is kind of a mashup between a spoon and a fork. And so we worked on that for 2 weeks, and then we're going to use this writing unit from Keep It Fresh Writing Centers, and it's about an object mashup. So there's different ones in here we can pick from, but basically they pick 2 objects, and then there's a little graphic organizer to help them sort out what they're going to write, and some paper to write their final thing on. So that's what we're going to do for creative writing for week 6. So that is all of our group stuff, with the exception of, you can kind of see here in purple, I added in Grammar Voyage. So I had purchased this off of eBay several months ago, and I thought it would be nice to just kind of layer in with our Fix It Grammar. And so I'm going to start it this week. On Mondays when we do Fix It Grammar, that's the day that I kind of introduce that week's concept and Fix It Grammar for each of the kids. They're usually working on it at the same time. So I thought that would be a good time just to start reading like the first section out of Grammar Voyage. And how it's gonna go from there, I'm not sure, but that's where we're gonna add it in to start. Okay, so that is all of our group work. Now, moving on to my kids' individual work. I'll start with my 12-year-old. And she, let's see, let's get her planner out here. All right, so she starts with math, which she does with me. We're in the pilot program for 6th grade Math with Confidence. So that is what we will be working on this week. Now, we are going to finish Unit 2 on Tuesday, and Unit 3 has not come out yet. So I'm hoping that it comes out by Tuesday, or by Wednesday, I guess. It'd be really great if it came out Tuesday, so I don't have to print it on Wednesday morning, but we'll see. If it doesn't come out, we've got some other things we can work on, but we're finishing up Unit 2. And for Unit 2, for the unit wrap-up, there is, there's 2 pages to do in here, but then there's an activity, and let me see, I forgot to grab this. There is a book. This book right here. And we have, let me see what the activity is that we're doing. We're gonna be sorting candy, I do know that. So Unit 2, the day you do the unit wrap up, there is an enrichment activity. And so we're gonna be reading pages 10 to 23, and then we're gonna be comparing fraction sets of candy. So you get 3 small packs of candy, and they're trying to figure out the fraction of their favorite color of candies in each pack. So I have the candy to do that, and then we'll be reading pages 10 to whatever that's. I already forgot, 23 or 33, I don't remember. So we'll be reading some pages out of here. I don't know. I feel like some of those page numbers might be off. I'll have to check. This is, you know, a work in progress, so sometimes these pages have mistakes in them. So I'll just have to double check that those page numbers are correct for the concept. Let's see, 10 to 23. Oh, on the history of counting in numbers, 10 to 23. Okay, so that's what we'll be doing. And then I add in other things for her during our math time this week. We are working through this measurement conversion activity, Math in a Flash Can, that we've had it for a few years from Lakeshore Learning. And these are just things that I want her to keep practicing. I feel like if she doesn't practice them, she forgets them. So we typically have time at the end of math for her to do some other activities. So we started that last week, towards the end of last week. So I'm gonna continue that into this week as well. So that is her math. This video is gonna be really long, I apologize. That is her math. Okay, science, she does Science Mom, and that she does 100% independently, and I do know she has an experiment this week that she will be doing, because I had to get balloons and yeast and some water bottles. So I'm not sure what chapter she's on, but she's doing, oopsies. Oh, I think it's this respiration section that she's starting with. She does 3 Science Mom lessons a week. So that's what she's got for science. And let's see. For history, she is in Curiosity Chronicles Modern Times, and she will be doing chapter 6 this week. She reads the book and listens to the audio while she reads it. So she'll be doing that, and then she's got the activity pages that go with it and the timeline. So she will do this, and it looks like I have her doing the map work this week as well. And then, so she'll be doing this on Tuesday, and then on Thursday, which is the other day she does history, we have a review game, because she's at the end of, I think, unit 3, and they do these like every 3 units. So we have this little review game to play. And then I also grabbed some books from the library to go along with this unit, so she can pick which one of these she wants to kind of read through on Thursday as well. Likely she'll read through them throughout the week, but definitely on Thursday. So that's what she has for history. And then Fix It Grammar, I'm not gonna show you that. She's just doing, what is she doing? Robin Hood, I think. Oh, look, I guess I will show you. She's doing Robin Hood. So. And then for vocabulary, she is working through word wisdom. And for this particular week, I'll show you kind of how we lay this out. So on Monday, she'll be doing these 2 pages. She'll read the article, she'll do this activity here, and then she will make flashcards for the 10 words in the unit. The definitions are in the back. She'll make flashcards for those. On Tuesday, she will do page 36, and she will also make some flashcards for the Latin root words that they introduce there. And then on Wednesday, she'll do page 37 and 38. And then Thursday, she will do page 39. And that's it for word wisdom. Or yeah, for vocab, word wisdom. And then lightning literature this week. We just finished our novel last week. She read Prairie Lotus. So this week she's back to the Rainy Day Reader. And let's see, week 6. Okay, so this is how I set up her lightning lit. I just make a key up here, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I highlight everything in, I can't tell if that's pink or orange, but Monday is that color, Tuesday is green, Wednesday's blue, and Thursday's yellow. And the writing assignments, they don't give them the whole writing assignment in here, which I find really annoying that it's in the teacher manual but not in here. So I just copied them out of the teacher manual and pasted them in here so that she has all the information in front of her. So that's what she's doing for Lightning Lit. I am going to be doing this, continue to do Lightning Literature with her. Sometimes the selections in this Rainy Day Reader are difficult, so I learned from previous weeks that I should probably just do it with her to save us both some frustration. All right, and then she's got Latin. And we added Latin to every day. We started doing it just 2 days a week, and now we're doing it 4 days a week, and she does this independently now. I was doing it with her before, but I've turned her independent on this, and then I'm working with her on Lightning Lit. And that may happen throughout the year. I may kind of get her started on something one-on-one with me, and then let her move on to doing it independently. So anyway, I just have divided the pages in this unit over 4 days for her to work on. So that's what she's got for Latin, and then she practices her Latin vocab cards every day as well. And then on Mondays and Tuesdays, we are working through this book together, and I think we are on chapter 4. Let me see, I don't know what happened to our bookmark. No, we did chapter 4. We are on chapter 5. Sorry, I bumped the camera there. Yes, so we will be reading chapter 5 this week. So typically what we do is we read the chapter on Monday, and then on Tuesday we watch some of the videos from Coursera that go along with it. And then I have her, usually there's questions at the end of the chapter. There are not questions at the end of this chapter though. So I will likely have her write up maybe a summary of the key points. But typically, oh, you can see here, typically at the end of the chapter, there are questions. So usually that's what we do on Tuesday is watch the video and do the questions. So that's that. And then let's see. Typing is through Type C. She does that independently. Piano is through Hoffman Academy. She does that independently. Comic Arts is from Thistles and Biscuits. And I just marked the pages. She's gonna be doing 56 to 60 in here. And she has a sketchbook. She doesn't write in this book. She does it in her sketchbook. So there are some activity pages or practice pages she will be doing in here. She's really enjoying this, by the way. So that is what she's doing for art. And then for sewing, she will be doing embroidery. This week, she started it last week, and we just have this kit that I got from Amazon. And okay, sorry. So that's what she will be doing for sewing for the week. And I believe that's all of her work except for Friday. She will have her Friday notebook, which I've showed this before, but let's see. She doesn't have a ton in here. She does this first thing, and then we move on to group work. So she has a math page that she does. She has a like a brain teaser mind bender that she does, and then she's reading from the desk of Zoe Washington and doing this novel study from Curriculum and Culture to go along with it. So that is what is in her Friday notebook, and that I believe concludes all of her work for the week. So now for my 9-year-old who is in 4th grade, let's get his planner here. All right, so he is also doing Science Mom, but he's doing chemistry. I think I forgot to say my daughter's doing biology. He's doing chemistry. He does those independently. And then for his history, he is doing Curiosity Chronicles, snapshots of ancient history. He's been doing 2 chapters a week, so we're a little ahead. And so for chapters 7 and 8, we're going to spend a full week on each chapter. So he's going to be doing chapter 7 for both days this week, just because it's Egypt and there's, you know, lots of stuff to add in. So for that, he started doing notebooking with it. And then he has, I have a Tuesday pack and a Thursday pack for him with just a mix of stuff. We've got this, which came with the Curiosity Chronicles. And then I have the Lit House Learning kind of writing that goes with it. Oops, that was Tuesday. This is Thursday. So he'll do that, and he'll do his notebooking with it. There's, I think, I'm trying to think. I don't think he actually has a ton of notebooking. He has Egyptian gods, so whatever his writing is that he does in Lit House Learning, I'll have him put that in the notebook. And then I think this is chapter 8, and I think that this is chapter 8 too. I can't remember. Let me see. Let's see. Oh no, Mummies is chapter 7. So when he does this on Thursday, he'll put that in the notebook under the mummy thing as well. He'll do that page. So that is what he has. And then he's also doing, just to add some extra, I have these 2 books. He can pick one of these that he wants to read throughout the week. This is Blast Back, A Peek into the Past for Ancient Egypt that I borrowed from the library. And then this is one we had on our shelf, the Ken Jennings Jr. Genius Guide for Ancient Egypt. So he can pick one of these, whichever one he wants. He'll probably pick this one because it's shorter, but we'll see. He does like the Ken Jennings book, so. And he also does his timeline along with that too. All right, so that is what he has for history and his science. For math, we are still doing dimensions for him. So that's going well, and we're finishing up chapter 3, I believe. Yeah, we have 2 lessons in chapter 3, and then we'll move on to chapter 4. So that's what he's got for math. And then he's got Fix-It Grammar Nose Tree. His vocab is Vocabulary Workshop. And he is, let's see. He is starting Unit 5. So on Monday, he will read these 2 pages and do the definitions. And then I think he's got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. He does 2 pages each day. And that seems to be a good pace for him. And then for Hearth and Story, that is his literature, and he is reading Gregor the Overlander, and he and I are reading this together. We just do 1 chapter a day. That's how the curriculum's written. So we will do chapters 5, 6, 7, and 8 next week. So every day we just read 1 chapter. We read it out loud together. I read a page, he reads a page. And then, so for chapter 5, he just does this. Chapter 6, he'll do this. Let's see, chapter 7 and chapter 8. So that's that. And then he typically on Tuesdays and Thursdays, we add in the poetry that goes along with it, or that comes with the unit. So he will read Theme in Yellow and At Husking Time, and then there's an activity or some questions for each poem. So that's what he does for literature, or what he will be doing for this upcoming week. And let's see, he was doing cursive 1 day a week, but we moved it to every day, or 4 days, Monday through Thursday. So he reads whatever president is in here for that day. He reads in the Presidential Pets book. So he'll do William Henry Harrison, John Tyler, James K. Polk, and Zachary Taylor next week, or this coming week, whatever. Today's Sunday, however you want to word it. So he'll just read the page here about that president, and then he'll do the cursive for it. So that's what we have for that. His writing he does with me, and we are working our way through writing and rhetoric, and we are starting lesson 6. And we have moved writing to 4 days a week as well. We were doing it 2 days, but it just seemed better to have it 4 days. And then Tuesday, Thursday, Monday, Wednesday, he alternates between Harcourt Health and his social studies. So social studies, Monday he'll do page 33 to 35. And then on Thursday, he'll do 36 and 37, and that finishes chapter 6, or chapter 5. And then for health, it's pretty simple as well. He reads a few pages in here. So on Tuesday, he'll read 60 to 64. And then he does just this little, let's see. Yeah, for lesson 1, it's just this section here. And then Thursday, he reads lesson 2 and does this section here. So that's what he does for health on Tuesday, Thursday. On Monday, he does piano, which again is Hoffman Academy. Tuesday is typing, which is Type C. Wednesday is art, and he is using Harbor and Sprout Visual Arts. And what module are we on? Did I write it? Oh, I didn't. I do need to write that. Let's see. We should be on module 6, yes. Yeah, visual arts in world culture. So he will read, he'll read the little unit, and then we don't typically do the notebooking prompts, but he'll pick one of the activity ideas that I've highlighted in blue, because these are the 4 that I have prepared resources for or have resources for. He'll pick one of those and do those. And he has a sketchbook to go along if he needs it. So let me write module 6, but he will probably know anyway. And then for cooking, we have been working through the Radish Kids boxes. We finished the Grease, like Olympics one. It was Grease, it's an old box. It was on clearance. And now we've moved on to the Manja box. So this is the recipe that he will be doing next week on Thursday. And I think, oh, and then he has his Friday notebook as well. His has a bit more in it because they don't take him as long, and so I need to keep him busy. So he reads through this Ohio Studies Weekly. I try to put in whatever one matches what he did in his social studies workbook. I have these left over from my daughter, so I have him read these. He likes reading like the newspaper. And then he does this comic math. There's 2 pages in there. He does the Mind Benders. He does this Word Warriors unit from Curriculum and Culture. I added in word ladders for him, and then I've been giving him pages from the Reading Comprehension Fundamentals from Evan Moore. And he usually just does one side of a page. He did the other side of this page last Friday. So that's his Friday notebook. All right, this is really long, but that is my planning for the week. That's everything that we've got ready to go, and I think I'm prepared. And I think it's important to be prepared. And oops, I keep seeing all these references lately to people not planning and just, I don't know, not being ready for the school week, and it drives me crazy. So take 15 minutes and make sure you're ready to go for tomorrow. It'll make your day go better, I promise. All right, so if you have any questions about what we're doing this upcoming week, I will talk to you down in the comments.